Greetings everyone, my name is Otterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning live stream, I'll be covering a combination of both various mid-levels and a few other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former. And during a break, I'll temporarily switch my gears over to sampling the demo of Mega Man & Bass Queen's Gambit, an in-development 8-bit Mega Man Classic fan game by Team MMQG. Good job, Salty. You're simultaneously first and 8. Welcome to stream, Salty, Sunflora, Jedok, Raccoon, Popcorn Master, Manubi, Space 2. All the lurkers, as well as all the watchers I overlooked. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry if you're feeling sick, Jaden. To everyone, I hope you're having a happy Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving or whatever you celebrate or don't weekend. Or even just a regular weekend. Hi, Sylv. Alright, so first on today's lineup is Mega Man 4 only level Desert Night by Nuclear Stomp, 36th place and a score 15. I'm assuming based on the name it means using only assets from Mega Man 4. Sorry, Space 2. Just to make sure of something, your level pack is the one that said something like AMGN. Like I have it on the queue somewhere. Okay, I can check it after I finish this stage. Oh my goodness. For a moment there, that didn't look like it spawned. This weekend's a little bit too packed because I want to be finishing Neon Inferno. But next weekend should be clear enough. Like, Neon Inferno has been an absolute blast. Even though it's going to be a shorter game with only like 3 episodes at most. It's all killer, no filler. And besides, I will go back for it when I eventually do the co-op playthrough. I have some issues with maybe some of the difficulty balancing, but part of that is because I don't really play that many run and gun shooters. When I say that many, I mean I barely played them. Neat. Hold up a second. I thought so. Break the junk blocks in order to free the Cossack platforms. No life pickups though. Yeah, it was bad. Damage boost me, please. Thanks. Yeah, flus suck. Hello, Darkfin. Sure, send it in. Like, from what I played a demo, I expected to be at the very least decent, almost good, but with how it's just smashing everything out of the park, it's good. Like I said, all killer, no filler. And the fact that I can just remember every stage distinctly because they introduce, not only do we have good not only do I have interesting boss fights, there are so many mid-boss fights that are interesting, and they keep throwing at me, which kind of reminds me of Hard Corpse from Contra. I've heard a lot of things of Constance as well as Windswept. That's why I've added those two to my backlog. Although I'll probably pay Kaze or Kaze before Windswept because I need to reacclimate to the DKC style of gameplay. You haven't uploaded the level yet? Okay, alright Darkfin. Nice. Let me see, do I have any level packs? Yes, I do have your level pack on the level pack list. It'll be covered after Mega Man Frontier DX by Lunar Chris. For turning yourself over to the Mega Man 4 only assets, I didn't say you did an okay or decent job for making a traditional stage. The main gimmick combination was basically the junk blocks combined with the Cosmic platform, and for what it's worth, in the desert stage, worked out fairly well. I just wish there were some more advanced setups, but that could be tricky with the limitations. Light spoiler regarding Windswept. The one super hard Bramble Blast-esque level I played for the demo is way later in the game. Thank goodness. I think I talked about it in that one, but I felt it was like a late or very late game level. Thank goodness. That does require you to use pretty much almost the full extent of your abilities, and it's very particular how you do it. Yeesh. Your level pack's made for people who've never played any Mega Man games before. So, straight up beginners. In that case, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult for me to evaluate because I usually evaluate things that are geared for the intermediate, or pro-intermediate, or advanced players. Well, intermediate, pro-intermediate slash semi-advanced to advanced, but I'll try my best. After all, having content that's geared towards beginners is important, and there are some important design considerations, extra ones that have to be taken into consideration. Alright, second on the lineup is Rocket Wall 1 Outer Assault by Sunflower Azumarill, for anyone plays in a score of 13. Heavier spoiler, the Bramble Blast-esque stage is from the final tier of the game. Okay, that's good to know. Nice. The fortress arises from the sea. That's good to know because now it's been a while since we actually heard this theme in Mega Man Maker. As much of a meme it has been overused in many other pieces of media, we actually haven't heard it that much in Maker. I realize I don't actually need that, but details. Yeah, I could reach that, but I'm not gonna chance it. Hey, I actually like this fortress team. I just wish it wasn't so overused in the past few decades. Is it my favorite fortress team? Of course not. That's Mega Man 7 Wily 1. Whoa, I didn't notice that. That could have sniped me. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I agree, Darkfin. It could deserve a remake. Who is Metaquarus? I understand like the reverse, but who is Metaquarus again? I see what they want me to do, as I notice. I've done this challenge before. Why do I even need that? Here though, I do need it. Maybe it's to signal to players that it's coming up. Oh look, a stage actually uses a split damage mechanic. Oh look, a stage actually makes use of how the mini-boss can be destroyed in two different ways. We're falling into the freezer. Wait up a second. You aren't hiding from me. Trying to camouflage into the background. Oh, no. Oh. The second instance of barely dodging that. Ugh. I jumped too high. Oh, Metroid X Fusion, I've heard about it. I think you mean Meta Aquarius then. Hey, I've heard about that. I've heard about that ROM hack before, and I've heard good things about it. But I'm not really into Metroid, so. I didn't actually have to do that. Follow the block train. Oh my... Wait. What did I die to? I didn't fall in a pit, I just exploded off of something. Didn't see it. I'm guessing that was lava. Effectively lava. For a moment there, I thought I got crushed between the layers, which has happened before. Go away, please. Whew. Suddenly this became a tricky section. Let's see. Beat, thank you. Whoa, it's like just like at the end of that one stage. This is bringing up the highlights of each of the iron stages from the other levels in Sunforest pack. This is bringing back the quote-unquote greatest hits of all the levels in their pack. Although this is a lot easier than that one because I don't have to worry about getting all the keys. It's nice to be able to pierce through everything. Double. That's one. Bye. We're standing on fake. We're standing on air. Never mind. If I was playing as someone who didn't innately have armor piercing, this would be a trickier fight, especially this would be a bit of a trickier fight. But not too much because of how the charge shot works. Like, base would have the hardest time here. But speaking of level design wise, bringing back, as I said, bringing back the greatest hits of each of the individual stages. Try to a fair lovely episode. So number 3 up is Biker Road Field by Jedox74, 98 plays and a score of 40. I'll be sampling the demo Queen's Gambit in an hour or so. I want to warm up with these things. Oh yeah, also scheduling, thank you for reminding me. Tonight, I'll be finishing my playthrough of Neon Inferno. There's only a few stages left after all. Wait, if this is a raceway... when will I be able to play your level? Right after this one, actually. Tonight I'll be finishing my playthrough of Neon Inferno, and tomorrow morning I'll begin my playthrough of Demon School, a turn-based tactical RPG. Let's ride. Ow. Yeah, I do, Darkfin. Just download them. Just download them and move them over to the downloaded levels folder. Excuse me, I was jumping there. Okay, when using this, I have to jump even earlier. This is not like the manual version, which is more instantaneous. See what I mean? If I'm too close to the edge, it will not work. At least I get 2 warnings before the jump. Scratch that, I don't get any more. Plenty of checkpoints, thankfully. Mercifully. Sure. I think that was a mistake there. Finish line! Only thing I know about her is that she's the Reaper Team, she's the Reaper Team VTuber from Hololive. But yeah, I'll be playing Demon School tomorrow morning. And if I like it, I'll make it a full series. Oh yeah, and also from Monday onwards, I'm going to be running a poll in a Discord server asking you viewers to pick which series I should return to for the last month. As there are plenty of LPs on the channel which are currently left on hiatus that I want to get back to. Especially from this year, so I'll leave it up to you to choose 2 or 3 ones to get back to. This was kind of basic, to be honest. I was at a section where... because the only real challenges, especially in the raceway, were the enemies, which you could just face tank, and the main real danger, falling into the instant death pits, or rather, the skull blocks. After that, though, it's actually kind of eh. I thought you would have introduced more advanced challenges, or intermediate challenges, like varying up the terrain heights or making it rockier, or turning around and going the opposite direction or something. As it stands right now, it's too basic. Oh, hold on tight for a moment while I get the next stage up. Jaden, I literally said the top 2 or 3 options. Stop being so defeatist. And besides, the poll results also gauge interest for other series. Like, come on. We should at least give everything a fair shot instead of just going and saying, oh, look, let's get back to Hollow Knight immediately. At least be more confident in the other entries. Like, I want to make something clear. Even if, for instance, Hollow Knight wins the poll, that doesn't mean that's the only game I'm going to get back to for December and by extension January. Especially the 2nd place and to a lesser extent 3rd place have good shots as well. Anyways, let's get the level. Here's the thing, not everyone is necessarily paying attention to chat or actually watches the streams while they're live. I've noticed, especially in terms of viewership counts, a lot of people actually watch the videos in post after they're edited. So, in addition to running the poll on Discord, I'm going to run it on YouTube. I want to see a few things. Alright, so forward on the lineup is I Want to Beat the Level by Mr. Darkfin. Of course, Yellow Devil's there. 1 HP. And so it begins. I thought there was going to be a second spike there. Welcome to the troll level. To be fair, every room has a checkpoint, so it mitigates the amount of punishment and frustration. So this block and this block are... Okay. Up to 4 is safe. 5 and 6 don't exist. Something's up here, though. Ah, we don't need that. I hope. Spikes. Spike. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the fake block is. If this was a more regularly designed stage, we'd have something like the Surf Snake or Scramble Thunder to suss it out. Let's see... 6 doesn't exist. 7 and 8 don't exist. Nine doesn't exist. The 5 through 9 don't exist. Okay, sorry, 6 through 10 don't exist. Does 11 exist? Yes. You're using the same trick 4 times in a row. Nice variation on the earlier one. Yeah. Yeah, I can shoot. Wait, am I going in a loop? I've been here before. So I remember the screen. Can you obscure teleporters too? That's my question. Well, yeah, because the teleporters only exist one time. I have the ability to shoot now. Which makes me wonder, is there a fake... I have a feeling that there's a fake transition somewhere. Like, if I was making a troll level and wanted to hide and have a looping route like this, I'd put a fake exit somewhere. And a fake wall hiding the true route. Oh my goodness, I think I know what's... Shoot. Just go right. On the loop room. Is this the loop room? See, I want to make something clear, Jaden. Sure, I expect Hollow Knight to win the poll too, but second and third place, I'm not sure. And keep in mind, and I've learned this quite a bit, the people watching these streams, the Mega Man Maker streams, outside of other Mega Man fan games or mainline entries, they don't really attend the indie game streams and such. The people who end up watching the edited videos or the streams later, they don't attend the streams live for one reason or another. But I want to give some voice to them, so I'll run the poll on YouTube as well. Okay, the one after that. Hi Deadly, hi Raccoon, hi Buster. Sorry Sylv, that game is not going to be allowed anyways. For one, I didn't actually cover it yet. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it could loop back that way. Only games I've covered before on the channel, preferably from this year, will be relevant for that. Basic Yellow Devil encounter? Come on, man. At least try something else to vary up the fight. At least to give us a charge shot and to take double damage or something. So it only takes about 4 cycles. Maybe 3 for good. Okay, as a troll level, first, the thing I really like is how you put a checkpoint in pretty much every room. So even if you perish by touching a spike or falling into a pit, you lose like at most a few seconds of progress. And as long as you have control plus R bound to a button or key, respawn doesn't take too long. My main issue with the stage is more, this is like a beginner's, this is more like an introduction to it, and it has relatively basic challenges or misdirections. I want to see some more advanced trollish misdirections and what have you. I'm not covering level packs tonight, Tedley. But next Saturday evening, I'll be covering the level pack Mega Man Frontier DX by Lunar Chris, and the week after that, FEAMGN by Space 2, and after that, the Mario Mega Man crossover pack by Neko Dave. Nonetheless, Mr. Darkfin, thank you for setting this level to me. Buster, let's see. Yours is gonna be after Neko Dave's. At least I don't think I covered Frontier DX yet. Let me double check to make sure I didn't double count it. That would be really embarrassing. Let's see. Did I do Frontier DX? Nope. How about just Frontier DX? I covered the OG Frontier, but Frontier DX is a remake of that, so okay, fair enough. Your next level pack would be Mega Man Hermione's Revenge, was it? I want to make something clear, as one person confused it. For the upcoming poll in the server, I'm only going to include entries for games I've already covered in the channel. No new games will be allowed in that poll. To Buster. So after I played the Dust Remake demo, you were able to successfully persuade Stag to rework the bosses. And you did. And the entire dev team liked them very much. Yeah, the bosses were kind of a weak point of the OG demo. Not necessarily because they're bad, but because they're just directly ported over taken from Megamix. So much so that they'll be reworking the levels to match the new good. The level quantity is my biggest issue with the demo, really. How forgettable it was. Okay, I'm gonna do a few more stages, and in about half an hour, I'll do Queen's Gambit demo. Is it gonna be good? No. Is it gonna be neat to comment on a few things? Sure. Alright, fifth up is Mega Man in the Supernatural 4 Zombie Man Undead Mausoleum. Pilot Patio, 47 plays, and a score 27. After you'll be Tylerbot. Wait, I want the double jump. see. Last time I got the Slash Claw from Cannibal Man or whatever. Also, the DOS remake bosses weren't just taken straight from Megamix. They were faithfully reproduced from the source. Quote unquote faithfully. Oh, I thought they were just taken directly. Wait, what did they add to Volt Man? I can hazard a guess what they added to Sonic and the other guy. But what did they add to Volt Man? Volt Man got RNG jump, height, and speed. Also standing still longer. Oh, I didn't even notice the RNG behavior. I thought that was dependent on how far away stood. From Volt. Dynaman, thank you. That goes to show how much of a nutting burger some of the changes felt like. But yeah, I believe we could do a better boss fight. I'll be looking forward to that. But putting aside the boss fights, it's the stage design itself that really needs sprucing up. One of the stages, Dynaman I believe, that had actually the sauce, but it wasn't used right, or used enough. When I say sauce, I'm referring to the... Alright, when I say sauce, I'm referring to the gimmicks. That had enough gimmicks, but they were not used enough. I see. I tend to be nicer in terms of level design and other things, but yeah. I hate to say, but even so, a lot of the levels that are posted to the... And I hate to say this, but even many of the levels that are continuously featured on the most popular queue, they felt like less of Nutting Burgers, they felt less Nutting Burgery than the DOS remake levels. I'm not referring to the cream of the crop, I'm referring to the actual average level quality. Oh no, I forgot that didn't work. I made a tactical error. Yeah, too close. I would like the double gear system to stick around, but only in the official Capcom games. Not so much, I don't expect it from fan games because that is difficult to balance around. And if you include the power gear, you're effectively making somewhere between 8 to 16 special weapons. I know, it's kind of a similar problem to the charge shot ability. It's kind of a similar problem to the charge shot or charge versions of weapons from Mega Man X. If you're asking that question, Jedok, you don't realize the true power of the power gear. Like, if you're really asking that question, you haven't used the power gear enough and realized what it's actually good at. Darn it, you placed it right there. Let me out, let me out. Glorious checkpoint. You're gonna do it for Gizmo Conflict, but you're not expecting it very easy though. Yeah. I'm gonna point this out. Like, each of the gears has their own use. Speed gear is useful because it allows you to slow down the environment and more carefully react to everything coming up ahead, whether it be enemies or obstacles. Also, the game doesn't really directly tell you about it, but by default, when you activate the speed gear, Mega Man isn't slowed down to the same extent as the environment. He's actually slightly faster, and if you upgrade it, well, it gets even better. The use of the power gear is so you can use double charge shots, or even a supercharged shot as a last-ditch as well as being able to power up your weapons. It's basically like, imagine the charged weapons from Mega Man X, but you can use them you can instantly charge them. Enemies will slow down 3 times, you are 2 times. Thank you. That's by default. And yes, as a last-ditch effort, you can use both gears when your HP is low as a critical move. Like, I find it interesting that you are saying that, why would you use... Like, I find it interesting that of all the gears, of both gears, you say that, what's the use of power gear if you use the speed gear? When I usually see in conversations, people say, what's the use of speed gear if we just use power gear? And the answer to that is, well, the game really should tell you this, but the speed gear actually doesn't slow down Mega Man to the same extent. That is something I would criticize the game for. Because most of the people I talk with who played the game, they think that it slows down they think it slows down everything by 3 times. without the upgrades. Right, and then there's also like the level 4 chart, the supercharged shot. Really? I was still on it. Fully drains your bar, but deals 7 damage and guard pierces. I noticed some speedruns use that for defeating bosses. Like, that is a good desperation move. Of course, it was right here. Now, if you're tryharding, sure, don't use it, but saying there's no optimal use for either of the gears is questionable. I'm not blaming you, I'm just doing as a what if to people who don't get it. You already shoot out 2 charge shots, we don't need 5 damage. And I thought the charge shot deals 3 damage. For context, the charge shot, if I recall correctly, deals 3 damage. With the power gear, you can fire 2 charge shots, and the second one pierces through guards. Well, the second one pierces through invincibility frames. Like, okay, when a charge shot hits an enemy in Mega Man 11, most of the time, okay, when a charge shot hits a guarded enemy in Mega Man 11, it breaks their guard, allowing you to pelt them with regular shots that aren't armor piercing. But what makes the power gear to a second charge shot special is that not only does it do that, it pierces through iframes, which is actually darn good. I know I'm misspeaking a little bit. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Only one use. It already does that, Sylveon. Like, many of these things you're talking about have already been addressed by the system. The one thing I will note is that being able to upgrade with shop items does make it really broken. And maybe they should make it a little bit more expensive in future games to do that. Like, give the option to the players if they really want to. But make it a little bit harder. Ow. Ow. I want to make something very clear. I love the double gear system, but I totally understand why fan game developers may not include it. And by defeating Skull Man, we got the zombie clone. Did I say Skull Man? I mean Zombie Man. I found a speed gear to be more of the crutch. Power gear I used quite a bit to interchange and interweave my special weapon usage, so At a certain point, some abilities in games are gonna effectively feel like crutches. At a certain point, if you get too skilled at something, or when to specialize, some things will feel more like crutches than others. Like, you can beat Mega Man 11 without the use of the charge shot. As a matter of fact, you can beat most Mega Man Classic games with the charge shot that have the charge shot available without the use of the charge shot. Does the game mechanic become a crutch when it's not mandatory to use to beat the game? I'm not blaming you at this posing the question to the viewers. To reiterate, does a game mechanic become a crutch if it's not mandatory in order to beat the game? There is a point where the speed gear becomes very handy though. Well, 2 points. One of which is Torchman stage during the fire escapes. The second is the Wily capsule. I don't know, I just found the gear system to be a great addition, and honestly, it injected some nice complex and more depth into the systems. It also helped that most of the level design was pretty good. Anyway, sorry for breaking up the stage this much to the patio. It was okay. Okay, this seems interesting. Sixth up is A Little Trick About Ice Wave by Buried Talent, 49 plays and a score 24. Okay. Let's have a replay of that. Ah. So with these blocks, it just skips the ground. And then it clips into the wall there. That's a neat bug interaction. Yeah, I'll give this a thumbs up for the interesting bug showcase. Simple, straight to the point. It's very peculiar. Now watch as the troll level or Kaizo stage uses this. Oh, certainly, it's a lot more free than weapons. And you don't have to defeat anyone or have to purchase it. It recharges over time and from drops. I have it a lot to think about in regards to how... Like, I don't mind being a Mega Man starting out with it, but with how simple or with how straightforward it is to use it. Or not straightforward, but how... I don't know. Not as expensive or requiring as much investment it is to use it. I feel like the Capcom designers... Well, I see the Capcom designers really wanted players to use it, so... Yeah. That's why they made recharge over time and gave it to players from the start. Recharging it from drops is one thing I'm gonna say, On one hand, that does make it even cheaper to use. On the other, it also promotes a better flow of the stage instead of waiting. I don't know. Another thing Capcom could have done is make the speed and power gears mandatory, but they wisely decided not to. Like, there are plenty of spots where using the speed gear is really handy. I can imagine by overclocking them, you can make it mandatory, but it's one of those things where your mileage may vary. Like, I like the double gear system. I want to see it come back. Do I expect it to come back? This is Capcom. Who knows? Seventh up is Shipwreck Cove by Bubbleman's Pool. Age replays and a score of 29. Or Bubbleman's Spool. Take your pick. Are you okay, Blues? Your whistle is a bit off there. I don't think it's me up to Wily or not, Jedok. Especially considering the ending of Mega Man 11. Really, it's up to the out-of-universe Capcom to decide whether there'll be ours to do it. But also balance considerations. Nonetheless, I want to see an X9 before Mega Man 12, but you know. I don't know what the direction to take the series after the Star Force collection. Are we finally gonna get the Mega Man Legends collection? And after that, are Capcom gonna start pulling out more lesser known titles for collections? Like, are we gonna get a Mega Man World Collection, too, for DLC? If I ever decide to play Mighty Number 9 for the channel, it's gonna be for April Fools, or something else, because, For most games, I try to enjoy using the intended strats, only deviating if it's fun enough. For Mighty Number 9, I'm gonna try my best to break the stages. That wasn't so hard. Like, sure, sometimes I do cheesy strats or more experimental things or try to break bosses, but for number 9 itself, with the exception of Burst, I am gonna try my best to just break it. It's not worth it, but I mean, in general, don't play Mighty Number 9, it's not worth it. There are plenty of other Mega Man likes out there which are far superior. I was questioning whether to say many or most. Like, Mighty Number 9's issues extend further than just the level design or boss design. I would say that's the I would counter by saying that's unintended, but with how the level design and moveset is designed, especially the moveset, But yeah, that's one of those games where unless the game is free or it gets gifted to me, I don't think I'll play it. Unless I get some buy-in from you viewers that you're actually gonna watch it and meme on it. Like, usually I say, come on folks, let's be a little bit nicer and not meme or trash on the game. For number 9, I'll just drop those restrictions and say, just go hog wild. There are plenty of things to make fun of that game. Ah yes, not to mention the 3 separate debacles for the game, each regarding different things. It'd be one thing if the game was just bad. It's another thing with how the lead up to it was also... Insert word here. Also the Kickstarter for an entirely different game, and the Kickstarter for an anime series for that game. And the... Oh yeah, that reminds me. I should eventually check out the Mega Man X stage pack for Minecraft. So this was kind of a nothing burger of a stage. This is probably not going to be that good, but I want to check it out before I go to Tyler Bot's level. I differentiated here because I want to branch out Tyler Bot because they're very good usually. 8 up is Elevator Man by Docman, 99 plays and a score of 46. My numbers 9's issues I don't blame Inti for, really. It's more everyone else there. And gonna be real, Mega Man 9's art... Sorry, not that. Mighty Number 9's art style is nothing special either. I get what they were trying to do, but it falls so badly. Sorry, confusing one game for the actual better game. Like, come on, it doesn't really have competent art in general. But yeah, let's, to avoid rule of cautious judgment, I'm gonna end the conversation for that there. Oh yeah, also in-game cutscenes, they should have just gone for a comic format. Please, Buster, I don't want to have another conversation about Inti today. Hi, Paul. The sad thing is I don't remember anything about Call. Thank you for giving me an easy button. I'd argue number 9 is bad, or at very least subpar, but it's also just so forgettable. If it didn't have all those let me put it this way to finish off the conversation, hopefully. If Mighty Number 9 didn't have the recognizable figures and all the drama going into the game, it would have been released and forgotten very quickly. It'd been another one of those dozens upon dozens of Kickstarter failures. But the fact it had those popular named figures at the time promoting the project and working on it, and how it was attached to the Mega Man Classic, intentionally, unintentionally, and then all the dramas surrounding the game before, during, and after its release. Yeah. That's why we're still talking about it so much. That wasn't his direct fault. It's more Capcom's fault, really. Ah, darn it. I pressed the wrong button. Okay, compared to the spool level... Just calling it... compared to the level with Pirate Man, this is a lot more interesting. But I just wish the elevator mechanic was taken further. Or explored further. I mean, by this point, I really don't care. Thankfully, number 9 didn't really harm the video game industry or indie game industry. If anything, it's just a cautionary tale, instructional guide for what not to do, and a bucket full of laughs and memery. See, I would have liked this stage more because it has a neat concept, but it's kinda sounds funny saying this, especially in light of other things. This needed more elevator sections. Probably some downwards ones too. The only reason I want to play it for some forsaken reason is going to be for April Fools, or if enough people buy into it, or I'm actually collabing with another channel who owns the game and we meme on it. Otherwise, I am not going to play it. There are better games out there, including its own variant. Like, there's at least a dozen Mega Man-like games I want to cover. They're all better. Or at the very least, more interesting. Like, there's another aggressively mediocre Mega Man-styled game out there, which I do want to cover. And that's neat because it goes into... The reason why it's mediocre is more interesting. Let me see if I can get the name of that. Hang on a moment. I wish I could collab with Gigaboots, but... Like, an interesting game which I find mediocre is Proto Droid Delta. That is very clearly Mega Man X7 inspired, and it's it fails to achieve success due to a more interesting set, but also expected set of reasons. First Content Club, what is that? Oh, movies. Alright, Tylerbot, you've waited for long enough. Ninth up is Hydro Garden Part 2, Underground Grove by Tylerbot. 9 plays, score 0. Just like Part 1, it's a bit split. A bad movie or a cursed movie? Or my favorite, Blurst, I suppose. Is that the one with the female robot and... You mean 4 bosses, Sylv? Okay. Okay, Sylv. I'll call it the Hydrog Arden. Thanks. No charge shots. Well, I feel like I've seen this stage before. Oh, Paul Blart. Oh, Paul Blart. I still look back at that movie kind of fondly. And Mortal Kombat 2021 is... interesting. What happens if I go this way? Yeah, I'm not doing Porta Man. Double damage is too risky. I have to rewatch... I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie to really comprehend my thoughts because, I came into it basically knowing almost nothing about the Mortal Kombat verse. To be fair, I kind of watched it when I was in a fever dreamy state, so the way I interpreted the film was, or the way I recall the film is very, take your pick. To be fair, that description makes it sound awesome. Yeah, I will go back and watch it again when I get time. Okay. Okay, that's a clever way of showing... Okay, the first time around you barely get enough time to see what's happening, so you have to go down, and then it gives you a shot to see what's happening. That's good. Or, of course, you could just walk on the bubbles. That works too. Wait, can I outrun it? With split-second precision, maybe. Bubble. Let me in, I'm dead. Yeah, surprising that that movie turned out that well. You know the track record of video game adaptation movies. I know the OG Mortal Kombat film is a cult classic, but... yeah, surprised. Hi, kitty. I mean, Weeball or just other people. If one example of a bland film that I don't understand what they were doing, take a look at, for example, the Monster Hunter movie. Let me check, actually. Who made that movie? Huh? Oh, yeah. The other made by Weeball, or somewhat better, Paul W.S. Anderson. Thanks for the information, Sunflora. Sure, they're made bad on purpose, but then it's, answers its own question. The movies are bad then. At a certain point, you have to realize maybe you can spend your time investing your hater energy into something more productive. You can't be a hater forever. After a certain point, it gets boring. But unlike Sandler, he doesn't really pay. But unlike Sandler, though, he doesn't really pay everyone as well. Like, one thing I realized later on about Sandler movies is that a lot of his films feel like he's not really giving an F. He's just there to help he and his friends get the paycheck. Which I understand. I get that hustle. But in regards to video game adaptations, video game movie adaptations specifically, I'm dead. Mortal Kombat 2021 turned out very well. Yeah, and I feel pity for them. Feeling one emotion 24/7 like that is very unhealthy. No, oh. Oh. I didn't realize I was safe. Oops. Yeep. Wait, the keys weren't mandatory? I wasn't paying attention to what Sylv was talking about. Hang on a sec. Give me a moment to finish the stage, then I'll figure out what we were talking about. Proto Man gets the easy version. On the other hand, Fuse does take double damage to the Buster, so there's less need to use the weakness. I always find it funny how the second phase, at least in Maker, feels easier. critical phase where he activates speed gear. How do you know they're canon to Mortal Kombat and not just what-ifs? Like, what if, what if crossover universes contain their own bubbles? Portal Dows? I'll need a source for that, Sunflora. Okay, so I thought that was a work. The creator of the portal says that through AUs, every portal fan works. Okay. That is in... I'm trying to figure out how does it mean that they're canon to the franchise. Like, do we end up exploring AUs in the Portal mainline series? With Doom, it's explicitly said that Doom Guy and later Doomslayer, they explore multiple universes filled with demons and the like. And those universes are basically different WADs or mods. So there I could say sure, almost every WAD is canon in some way, but with Portal, just saying that through AUs every fan works canon to the franchise, that doesn't really add up to me, unless somehow the AUs are connected to the main timeline in a more concrete fashion. Okay, let's swivel back over to Tyler Boss level, which I barely talked about, sorry. Compared to part 1 of Hydro Garden, this felt easier. As a matter of fact, compared to the first rendition I played months ago, this also felt easier than that. But it was still fairly well constructed, but it did shift gears from what was showcased in Act 1. Nice of you to include the keys as a bonus objective, although until the end I thought it was mandatory for something. Thumbs up. Okay, I'll be right back in a moment. After that, we are doing Mega Man and Base Queen's Gambit. Get ready. Hello folks, I'm back. Give me a moment. I just need to set up for this game because it's trying to capture is a little bit funky. You can comment at the music in a moment. Alright, it actually displays correctly. Lock it in place. Now let me fix that. Keep in mind though, I'm gonna delete the chat in a moment, so it's less nonsense there. And base, Queen's Gambit. Of course it does. Alright. Copy. Duplicate. Alright, deleted. Just kidding. Give me a moment, I'll fix that. Plus, I need to bring my phone for this because this is full screen and as you know, I want to be able to see the chat and react to it. Give me a sec. One, two, three. Alright, before I begin, let's actually make sure this controls. Okay. Neat. Alright, it's controlling better than expected. So, let's put the show on the road. A 1, a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Sylph, can we please decrease the number of jokes? They're overstaying the welcome now. Let's move on to some other jokes. Anyways. A 1, a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's begin the game. I hope this actually captures properly because some of the full screen games can interact in very weird ways. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone. My name is Adderville, and welcome to my Let's Try of the demo of Mega Man & Bass Queen's Gambit, an 8-bit Mega Man Classic fan game in development by Team MMQG. In development by Team MMQG. In development by Team MMQG. We can see? Let's do it. Off the dredge, man. Jump, shoot, charge shot. Whoa, wait. Hang on a sec. I need to turn off my key converter because that was going. Hang on a sec. I need to stop Joy to Key because that was overreacting. 3, 2. Cool, you're alive, you can see. Going after Dredge Man. The only arm available in this demo. The only arm available. I can jump, shoot, slide, and fire charge shots. FYI, I played a little bit of the demo already. FYI, I already played a little bit of this demo. And, it's okay. I even begin with a special weapon. No sound effect attached to it, though. Ouch. No sound effect attached to it yet. It acts like a charge shot. It does act like a charge shot. So it can knock off the heads of these shield attackers. It's great. Why didn't you turn around? That was strange. Okay, I'm gonna start this from the beginning. That was embarrassing. Thought I could move there. Yeah, I have to switch back to the D-pad for this because I tried using joy-to-key for analog for this, but it turned out very badly. I can jump, shoot, slide, and fire charge shots. The Met tools wait pretty patiently. I even began with a special weapon. I believe it works similarly to the charge shot. I believe it works similarly to the charge shot. Come on, I want the special weapon. I believe it works similarly to the charge shots. So it can even knock off the tops of the shield attackers. Which I always found very funny. I love they kept that from powered up. That was odd. So think of this as the equivalent to the Proto Strike from Maker. Or maybe it actually deals 2 damage. That's not a breakable wall. Looky here, enemies may drop E-tanks. I sampled a bit of this demo earlier, and not the best way to introduce this mechanic. This would have been a better way to introduce it, actually. Alright, so when I was testing out the demo, I went into this room and ended up getting soft locked, so I'm not doing this again. Oh my. Music's nice. I actually sampled this demo a few days ago, and I found it to be okay, but it had a lot of noticeable issues. The first one I noticed is that the physics are off. The first thing I really noticed is that the physics are off. first thing I notice is that the physics feel really off. Looks like enemies can drop E-tanks here. You can destroy them, eh? Ouch. I suppose this is a good place as any to introduce that. Not sure what's blocking me there. These rooms... Something else I noticed is that these rooms are a little bit taller than they should be. Something else I've noticed is that these rooms are a little bit taller than they should be. Something else I've noticed is that these rooms are a little bit taller than they should be. Something else I've noticed is that a few rooms are a little bit taller than they should be. This one should be 1 or 2 tiles shorter. These two, for example, should be 1 tile shorter. Anyways, on to the boss fight. Kind of an S stage, but it left a great impression on me compared to DOS Remix levels. Challengers from the Future's boss team? Nice. Challenger from the Future's version of the boss team? Nice. Ow. Do they take just 1 damage from the charge shot? In that case, there's no point of using it. Goodbye. No victory team yet. Ow. That sound effect was loud. Game over. You win. Game over. And that just takes me back here. Without even gaining their special weapon. And no, I can't knock off the tops of the Met tools. Missed opportunity here. You can't currently remap controls in this game. And by default, slide is set to A on the keyboard. Is it set to A? Oh yeah, it is. And by default, slide is set to A on the keyboard. I don't know why. I'm just playing on a controller, so I'm using down plus jump. So I'm just using the classic down plus jump. That'll probably be... Remapping will probably be fixed in a later version. I don't know if Laika would do a better... Well, scratch my statement. Ignore that. Like... Okay, let me go back to the menu because I want to show the stage select. I wish there was an easier way to get that, but... Alright. So in the final game, we'll have Nimbus Man, Dredge Man, Encrypt Man, Absolute Man, Extinguish Woman, Deception Woman, Rag Woman, and Skate Woman. There are level design issues here, and music looping issues as well. Music looping issues as well as music looping issues. But I hate to say it, I found Dredge Man to be more memorable than 2 of the levels in DOS Remake's demo, despite its level design problems. But my main issue with the demo is that it feels off. The controls and physics feel a bit off. They're not bad, they're not bad, they're not bad. They don't make the game unplayable. They just feel off from Mega Man Classic standard. But not too off to the point where it feels deliberate. It's in that weird uncanny valley territory. But not off enough to the point where it feels deliberate. It's in that weird uncanny territory. Blyka, the reason why I don't want to put on Blyka is because if I had a choice between playing Blyka's engine in current era or this one, I'd take this one. Sure, it's off, but the playability's better. Also, the controls are better. The controls are superior. But in general, I would advise, if at all possible, please switch over to using the Mega Engine or the Mega Mix engine. But yeah, my current suggestion is, if at all possible, swap over to the Mega Mix engine or at the very least the Mega Engine. They're far more accurate to Classics physics. And controls, and fairly straightforward to use. You want to play Badlands crossover? How long will that take? Or even the Super Mega Engine, you're right. Or even the Super Mega Engine. All three of them do a better job replicating Classics physics and controls. All three of them do a better job replicating Classics controls and physics. Same amount of time? Okay, let's do it then. But to sign off to the devs. Oh yeah. I already commented on the level design issues, so I'll leave off on this point. Despite my criticisms, I actually feel like this is more memorable than DOS Remake. I don't know. This is only going off of Dredge Man, because Dredge Man stage does have some neat ideas. It just needs a lot of tuning. It just needs a lot of tuning up in terms of the introduction, escalations, and climactic sections. The boss fight was fun. The boss fight against Reg was enjoyable. Straightforward, but not a pushover. Although I questioned the low number of iframes and why the charge shot only deals 1 damage. In any case, I wish the best of luck to you, Team MQG. In any case, I wish the best of luck to you, Team MMQG. Help, exit. Can you send a link to me, Buzzard, just quickly? Alright, I'll see you tonight, Jaden. I switched it because I realized it'd only take an hour, and I really should save the time for a lot. I really should save 3-hour slot for Demon School. So yeah, tonight, Neon Inferno, tomorrow morning, Demon School. Thank you. Let's do this. And let's rename this because we're swapping over to that thing. No, it's fine, Jaden. You've dipped out more in some other streams, so it's fair. Alright, let's see if it Whoa! Okay. Wait. Okay. Hang on a moment. I'm gonna have to switch the configuration a bit. I don't mind it being wider, but it's gonna require a little bit of shifting. Okay, this looks a lot better, I think. before I restart it, I should actually just... Okay, looks like it's just keyboard. I'm gonna have to make 2 versions of this. Anyways, scale filtering. I already pressed start. I'm gonna press start soon enough. But I need to refresh this anyway because, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a different version of this layout soon because this is a little bit funky. Like, the 60x9 resolution here I'm using works better for a game that it's used 3D models, but pixel perfect, yeah, that's not looking good. We'll have to go with this though because this is the best one I have right now. Also, only keyboard. Let's do this. A 1, a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Buster, can you rewrite what you're saying about who should I go after first? Scout, yeah, go after Scout and then someone else. Just so the chatters can, the people in post can see it. Copyright lol lol lol. Greetings everyone. Greetings everyone. My name is Everville, and welcome to my Let's Try of the demo of Mega Man The Badlands crossover, a Mega Man Classic / Team Fortress 2 crossover fan game in development by Pitufo Catalofo, whose name I've likely horribly butchered. I apologize. Enjoy the subpar remixes. Intro stage. Man, Scouts decide... Oh no. The default hit marker, the default hit sound effect from TF2. Wait, oh gosh, wait. Okay, that's a little bit better than I expected, but give me a sec to fix that. Let's actually speak English so we can actually comment on everything, so people don't need to go out and Google Translate everything. Going after Scoutman first. Poor's Eyes in the intro stage. Man, Scout the Skies looks pretty tanky. I can jump, shoot, slide, and fire charge shots. And, okay, that's not the pause button. Oopsies. Poor's Eyes in the intro stage. Man, Scout's looking really tanky today. I can jump, shoot, slide, and fire charge shots. That's the default hit marker sound effect from TF2. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. The game's resolution is a lot. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. The game's default resolution is... And no, your eyes don't deceive you. The game's default resolution is a lot bigger than classic Mega Man. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. This game's default resolution and aspect ratio are locked. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. And no, your eyes don't deceive you. This game's default resolution is greater than what you expect from Mega Man Classic. Splat. Seriously. I got comboed. And I'm gonna refresh because I want to be back at full lives. At least that's one good thing about that. And yes, your eyes don't deceive you. This game runs at 16:9, and its resolution is greater than what you expect from Mega Man Classic. The default hit marker sound effect from TF2. I start with the... So I didn't even hit escape, I hit F1 by accident. And that also closed the game for whatever reason. It's probably my fault, though. Rule 1 of Game Maker games, as a dev, make sure that escape gets turned off. I can jump, shoot, slide, and fire charge shots. The default hit marker sound effect from TF2. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you. And no, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This game runs an aspect. This game has a 16:9 aspect ratio, running at a greater resolution than what. And no, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This game runs at a 16:9 aspect ratio, at a greater resolution than what we've come to expect from Mega Man Classic. It does help for seeing what's coming up ahead. At the same time though, that means more enemies can spawn in. At the same time though, that means more enemies can... At the same time though, that means more enemies can show up at the same time. Oh, that is bad. Oh, this is a bad... Oh, this is a bad differentiation between the fact... Oh, this is a bad showcase of differentiating the background from the foreground. What? Okay. Music, hello? Rush Jet saved me. Well, I am forced to use it here, I suppose. sure... Oh, this is a bad showcase of differentiating... Oh, this is a bad case of differentiating the foreground from the background. That really looks like it should be part of the back... That really looks like it... This really looks like it should be part of the This really looks like it should be part of the background. This really looks like it should be This really looks like it should be part of the background, not the foreground. This does allow me to react to what's coming up ahead more easily. At the same time, this means that there can be more enemies on screen simultaneously. At the same time, this means that the screen can have more enemies simultaneously. So it's a double-edged sword. Scout decided to be a tank today. Gotta love music looping issues. And subpar remixes. Gotta love music looping issues, as well as subpar remixes. M. That's a lot of empty space. That's a lot of negative space there. Oh gosh. No, the music's somehow gotten worse. No, the music's somehow gotten worse. The music's somehow gotten worse. I like to imagine a tank was blaring out its terrible team. Mega Man procured the Flying Guillotine. Oh, come on. I would have preferred the Soda Popper. I like to imagine this terrible team is being blared out of the tank. I like to imagine this terrible team is being blared out of the tank. I like to imagine this terrible team is being blared out of the tank speakers. Okay, who should I go after next? Demo, got it. I appreciate the proper attributions, but oh my gosh. I appreciate the proper attributions and extending the I appreciate the proper attributions, but oh my goodness. My biggest issue with the demo so far is not the level design or gameplay. It's the music. Both in terms of the awful instrumentation and the very and strange audio balancing and uneven audio balancing. Like, by this point, you might as well just use the original teams. They're far less ear-blaring. Anyways, I'm off to demo, man. Like, of all the recent Mega Man Classic demos Oh gosh. Where did the developer get these where did the developer find these teams? Where did the developer even find these teams? Okay. Well, so much for the composition. Now that's down in the dumps too. Good checkpoint, good enemy placement. So much for the composition. Now that's down in the dumps too. You know what? F that. You know what? I'll just use this route. The stage is empty enough anyways. Of the several Mega Man fan game demos I sampled, Of the several Mega Man fan games I sampled or played through, this by far has the worst music. By a long shot. Beep. Honestly, Sylveon, Mega Man 42's soundtrack's better than this. Unironically. Of the several Mega Man fan games I played recently, whether that be to completion or sampling or demos, this by far has the worst music. This by far has the worst music. By a long shot. I am impressed. Like, say what you will about Queen's Gambit. That at the very least had music that was nice to listen to. That at the least had music that was pleasant to listen to. That at the very least had music which was pleasant to listen to. Let's rumble demo. Oh my goodness. When did you get the Portal Shield? Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not dealing with you the normal way. I procured the Iron Bomber. Okay, on to Engineer Man. I know this is Pharaohman's default stage. I know this is the default stage for Megamix, but I'm curious how it plays with the 16:9 resolution. As expected, it's not reworked to work with the increased resolution. As expected, the camera's freaking out. As expected, the camera's freaking out. The camera has not been readjusted to work with the new screen real estate. The camera and stage design has not been redesigned to work with the increased screen real estate. The camera and stage design have not been redesigned to work with the new real estate. The camera and stage design have not been redesigned to work with the increased screen real estate. Guys, have you seen my disguise kit? Mega Man ends it all. Scout and NG. Can I go back and play more Queen's Gambit? When Buster said a month ago about how the floor for effort is below under. When Buster said a few weeks ago how the minimum bar for effort is underground. This is an example of underground. This is an example of underground. When Buster talked a few weeks ago about how the minimum bar for effort is underground, this is an example of something that's an example of something that's underground. This is an example of something that's subterranean. Let me out. This is an example of something that's underground. Or even more subterranean. Like putting all my gripes aside. Get me out of here. Hurry. No. Putting aside all my gripes with the recently played demos of DOS Remake and Queen's Gambit, I'll easily play those over this. Putting aside all my gripes for the recently played demos of putting aside all my gripes in regards to the recently played demos of Literal Force, DOS Remake, and Queen's Gambit, I'd rather play those three over this. Say what you will. Putting aside all my gripes in regards to Queen's Gambit, putting aside all my gripes in regards to Literal Force, DOS Remake, and Queen's Gambit, I'd rather play those over this. Say what you will about their numerous issues. They have more effort put into them. They are far better put together I'm gonna ask around about Queen's Gambit because I feel they either want to make a custom engine as practice, or they can't run Megamix. I have a suspicion it's one of those two. But yeah, switching engines, probably. I mean, it just makes me more impressed about what Queen's Gambit did, because despite its issues with the controls and physics, it's still... I don't know. Played better, felt better. But that's not really a low bar to cross. But that's not really a low bar to overcome. But as we just witnessed, some fan games still can't cross it. I'm sorry for sounding very harsh here, developer. I'm sorry for sounding very harsh here, developer. But this should be taken back to the drawing board. But this should be taken back to the drawing board. But this should be taken back to the drawing board. But this should be taken back to the drawing board. Nothing about the graphics Nothing about the graphics or level design is memorable, and the music's memorable for all the wrong and the music's only memorable for all the wrong reasons. And the music's memorable for only all the and the music's only memorable for all the wrong reasons. Not in the fun kind, not in the fun way, not in the fun way, not in the fun, not even in the fun, not even in the fun way, not even in the fun way, the painful way. Not even in the fun way, not even in a fun way. In short, I'm sorry for sounding harsh. I'm sorry for sounding very harsh, developer. But this should be taken back to the drawing board. Heavy is the final boss. I'm sorry for sounding very harsh, developer, but this should be taken back to the drawing board. I, for example, could easily recreate this in under an hour. What happens if I pick the others? Nothing. Alrighty then. Nonetheless, I wish the best of luck to you, Nonetheless, I wish the best of luck to you. Okay, we're out of here. Hopefully future fan game demos are better than this. Really? Final boss? That'll be the penultimate boss. The final boss will be Deaf Man. I really hope the next fan game demos are better than this. Scratch that. I know they'll be better than this. As a matter of fact, the only reason I'm covering it is because, well, I just wanted to see the memes, I guess. Be right back in a moment. The audience is now deaf. Okay, we're back to Maker, but I don't really have time for another stage, so hang on a moment. I'm trying to rinse out my ears. Help. I would play another level for Maker, but I'm out of time, so let's end off on this. So overall, of the 9 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would easily be Rocket Wall 1 by Sunflower Azumarill. with an honorable mention going to Tylerbot's stage, Idle Garden Part 2. And thank you to everyone who submitted their levels. It's really appreciated. And also thank you to everyone who actually stood by me with the 2 demos, especially with the last one. So, our showcase time. This time, I'm gonna play the Sweet Sound of Silence. Deltarune, Chris, Rousey, Susie, Lancer, and the Roaring Nine in the style of Mega Man Zero. Cool. Aw, Rousey. Hug. Lancer is a cyber elf. Yes. Susie looks awesome. Whoa. Yeah, when I was talking, I need to make something clear. I need to make something less opaque. When I was talking about the minimum bar effort, yeah, there are some things that sadly don't cross it. This is one of them. I'm here, sailing across these new frontiers. Captain Wayne. You're out. It's Kabuki time! Oh, this is too long. Please keep these under 90 seconds, so I can't really play it, but thank you for sharing it. Ah, okay. It's TV Time Remake. I love these remixes. So thank you for posting it, but I can't really show it because it's too long. In any case, to Buster and to anyone else who is suggesting fan game demos, please give a warning in advance if they have any sort of harsh visuals, flashing lights, super flashing lights, or painful to listen to music and sound. Oh, okay, just for the thumbnail. I see. So this concludes the art showcase. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, their art, or simply participated in chat, or suggested fan games and joined me for those journeys. It's thanks to your continued support why I continue to stream and produce videos for the channels. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other video on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe as they all help them out. And don't forget to follow me on Blue Sky and Mastodon as well as join the Discord server as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in about 4.5 hours for the finale of Neon Inferno.